And we have someone else to participate in the conversation as well, as the negotiations to end this shutdown will hopefully start soon. Republican Congressman Pete Sessions from Texas joining me now. Good to see you, Congressman.
Kyra, thank you very much.
Let's get right to this new Washington Post poll. It indicates that 47% of Americans are blaming Republicans in Congress right now and the White House for this government shutdown. What do you think? Is your party losing credibility here? Doesn't seem like the messaging is landing.
Well, in fact, we're in the literally the first 36 hours of this, and it is an issue that Republicans and Democrats are going to have to come together on, because while federal workers were paid October 1st, federal workers that go bi-monthly will not be paid October 15th. And this deals directly with the military. And the military, if you really want to find out what your strength is and courage, just take on some wives of United States military members. So I think that this is a lot of people, maybe just part of the process that goes on. But as we move towards the 15th of the month, it will become very serious. It's my hope that then we will find out who the public then says is holding this up. And I do not believe it will be Republicans, because we have simply said, while we are in the majority, it takes 10 Democrats to vote with us also, and we need those votes. That's the law.
Well, let me ask you about one of your fellow Republicans. Our Rachel Scott actually caught up with Republican Senator Kevin Cramer about Trump's mass firing threat. Take a listen to this, Congressman.
You would caution against firing people.
Response. I would caution against that, because it makes it harder for us to get those last 5 Democrats on board with opening the government.
Do you agree?
I think the senator, who's a very dear friend of mine, is correct. I would add a comma in there and say, except those people who have chosen not to report to work, even though the president has given a return to work, and are not involved in some negotiation to where they have accountability or reason to stay away from work. There are still tens of thousands of federal employees who refuse to come back to work. Would that be a mass firing if you let someone go who has refused to come to work? No, I think not. So I think that will be first where this starts. It will start with people who've chosen not to return to work despite the president's order in January.
So you think the president is serious about these layoffs that he's warning about?
Well, I hope so. Is it limited to those people? Probably not, but the greater part of that care will be people who've chosen to continue to take a paycheck and not report to work and not even have any context with work. Emails, coming to work even 6 days a month. And these people are simply not interested in coming back. Many times they've moved. Many times they are not in the same location when they were, but that's their own choice. So I am encouraging the president to terminate those people who've chosen not to come to work. Would I start there? Yes, I would. Does it go further? We'll find out.
Well, the Trump administration is already freezing funding for bridges, tunnels, new subway lines, railways in New York and New Jersey. Why are Republicans using critical infrastructure, Congressman, as a political pawn?
Well, what I would say to you is that all of these fights that we're engaged in now were won politically by President Obama or President Biden. They were won through politics, and now they're being lost by politics. But the bottom line to this is that as we get to the middle of the month, when our United States Armed Forces are involved, I don't think anybody's going to be tough enough. So I will keep voting yes. And I hope that our Democratic colleagues will too.
So if the administration can unilaterally cut funding approved by Congress, then what's the point of passing a budget in the first place?
Well, these are appropriations not really related to a budget. I'm not trying to take advantage of your words. but there are thousands of these projects that have been waiting and waiting and waiting for years to be finalized. And I have several within the congressional district within Texas. The Biden administration did not report to work. And I have three in particular within the 17th district of Texas that the Biden administration never completed their work. And now the agencies have terminated those. So I would be a beneficiary or recipient of that same philosophy. And it's because the Biden administration, if you look back, has held these over 2, 3, and 4 years, did not move forward. And now it's time to say, sorry, too bad.
Well, speaking of reporting to work, a lot of your colleagues have actually left D.C. Why aren't Republicans all in town to continue these conversations?
Well, that's really simple. This was up to a Senate vote. The House has voted that we would send to the Senate to be sent to the president a bill. So when the Senate does their end of the business, the work, then we will come back. I'm sure we're coming back anyway on Monday night, but it's hopeful that by then there will be a compromise of the 60 votes in the Senate, but the House has completed its work.
Congressman Pete Sessions, appreciate your time.
You bet.